So let's take this right down.
Bullocks right at the bottom of this dry. He came down last night, so we're gonna
Garrett. 697. Shoot to 630.
Put another one in. Shoot him. Shoot him. Wait, let him stop. There you go.
Where'd I hit him?
Back left leg.
What?
He stopped.
Ready? Yep. There we go. That one killed him.
Good one, man.
Let's go, bud. You're fine. 2 years.
Isn't that 2 years in a row?
2 years with Dad.
So, tell me about that bull.
It looks good.
How was your shooting?
I shot
Pretty good?
Yeah. I followed up on my shots and
good.
The guys did good this morning getting over here. And the boys did good getting on that bull. I made a pretty good shot. First go, little back. And I told him once you got lead in something like that, you know, if he's gonna slip into the timber, you need to send another one. And he did, and it wasn't a very good shot, but it slowed that bull down. He was able to finish him off with a real nice one behind the shoulder. So, all's well that ends well.
well, that's where our bull is. We're gonna drop down there and drop our camp off and go dress him out. So, take a look.
Get some water.
Yep. We're gonna drop camp right here. Then we're gonna hike up the mountain and dress him out.
Oh, nice ball. Oh yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah. Third year in a row, we came up, hiked up this draw, get on this ridge across the valley, and shot an elk on this face. Just like last year, it was.
I think you're gonna have about a 2 or 3 year spell of no drawing tags after this. That's 3 good bulls in 3 years.
Yeah.
Lift your hat up a little bit.
You've waited all year for opening day. This season, be sure you're ready for the moment of a lifetime. Proudly made in the USA, American whitetail ammunition, loaded with classic interlock bullets in all the traditional deer hunting calibers. American whitetail ammunition from Hornady.
A rifle is defined by the sum of its parts. Our customers expect the best, so only the best is used to build a Gunwerks rifle. But a rifle is just the beginning. "1,000 yards out of the box."
It's here, opening morning of elk season, 2013. We're in Idaho here. Killed our big buck yesterday. Jeremy made a good shot this morning. We're chasing elk. Curtis left a big herd there towards the top, so we're taking mules and horses in this morning.
Garrett's pretty stoked. I can tell he's trying to keep his nerves down. He's never shot a bull elk before. We've got bulls all over here. Right there, get in range. They're at 900, but they're working this way. They're working this way. Showing 860. 860. 860. Okay.
There you go, right on that, right on the neckline. Got it. You're low. You're about a half minute low, but that's good left to right.
Oh, down. He's down. He's down. He ain't getting up. All right.
Here. Hey. You just killed your first elk, bro.
He took it, didn't he? Huh?
Yeah.
This is his first elk. I knew this kid since he was a pup. And he's grown up. He's such a good guy. Proud of him.
About there, Jer, right there.
There he is.
Woo. So we were right there under that plateau there.
That's one bad thing about long range hunting. After the bull's down, it is a long hike, half a mile. Woo! Oh yeah, he's a good little bull.
Look at that front turn down. We did it. We did it.
Old Captain Hook, huh?
Whew. Well, big thanks to Jeremy. Jeremy lined this deal up. He's been working on this for a little while. Craig broke off a couple family commitments to be here. He's followed me around chasing elk for years now, and he's probably more excited than I am about this deal.
Join Gunwerks in Cody for our 2-day long-range shooting school. Learn the science of shooting, including selecting the right gear, using a ballistic program, and wind compensation. Gunwerks provides all of the shooting equipment, including LR Series rifles and Gunwerks ammunition. Consistently hit targets out to 1,000 yards and beyond. Call Gunwerks at 877-486-9375 or visit www.gunwerks.com.
We are told that a hawk can see 8 times better than the human eye, making him a very intrepid hunter. When you hunt with the Nightforce SHV 5-20x56, you might just make that hawk a little jealous. Nightforce SHV, rugged, reliable, repeatable.
Unit 27 early muzzleloader in Arizona. Opening morning here, it's September 27th. It was raining pretty good this morning, ceiling's down. We can see about halfway up the mountain. There's some bulls bugling. My guy Charlie here, he's knew of a really good bull that's been in the area, so we're kind of trying to get things right and see if we can get an eye on him. Well, we made it. We're about 850 yards from where we last seen them this morning, so pretty thick down here in the bottom. The trees aren't burnt, so it's just kind of sit here and wait and see if they pop out. But there's a good bench on both sides, so no matter which way they go out, we can cut a few hundred yards off pretty easy, it looks like. So wind's in our favor. Looks like everything's on our side. What's the range, Mike?
450 down to 410.
Drop it.
Shot.
Hey,
you dropped him, buddy.
Nice shot, huh? 410 yards. He was right under us all morning, man. This is an awesome gun. 410 yards, I believe we dials for. Just dropped him in his tracks. Look at the mass.
Oh yeah.
Big ol' Arizona giant right here, boys.
Look at the mass on those G1s.
Huh? We're down here, eastern Arizona, man. Drew a great tag. Got some friends of mine, Mossback, Arizona. They knew the country. I knew I wasn't gonna have much time in between all my elk hunts I had going, so I hired some local experts. And what a great hunt, man. 5th day, we found him yesterday. Didn't get him killed last night. Got in here this morning. We were convinced he might have moved canyons on us because the satellite bull was a ridge over. We're sitting up in these rock bluffs and Charlie looks down and sees a couple of cows. Thought I heard a faint bugle off in this canyon, so we waited. Cows kept feeding over a little at a time. Pretty soon we seen his tips of his horns coming over. He was smelling a hot cow. It was 450 yards, corrected to 410. Mike was giving me the ranges, 25-degree angle. Man, one shot. I think I hit him a little in front of the shoulder, but it dropped him. What a beauty. Can't say enough good about it. What an awesome elk. Charlie, thank you. Yeah. Mike, God, Aaron, everybody at Gunwerks, man, what an awesome gun. The rangefinder corrected it perfect. Here he is. We're gonna try and see if we can get him up the hill and get some pictures. Maybe get a buddy or two to come in here and help us pack him out, because it's gonna be a long pack straight up that hill, and the locust brush in this fire's unbelievable. Our arms are all shredded, clothes are shredded, so. But it's done. 2 days to spare, so.
The G7 Ballistic Rangefinder is a one-button ballistic solution that works with your rifle, scope, and ammunition, uses your ballistics to calculate your drop and wind solution to 1,400 yards. 4 devices, your ballistics, perfect solution. Available at g7.com.
Oh, nice. Holy. Nice shot. Holy cow, buddy. Cool.
Sweet, man. We're going to be exposed here for a little bit, so we're just trying to figure out the best way to go about approaching these elk. I think we're going to kind of go up around the corner and get down in the bottom of the straw. Hopefully we can get close enough for a shot. He's 1,080.
Shot.
Mike, hell of a shot, man. Hell of a shot. Perfect wind.
Huh?
Oh my heavens.
Huh?
Oh, holy smokes.
Huh?
1,060 yards. The rangefinder, because we're up here about 10,000 feet, said dial to 1,000 yards. That's the longest shot I've ever made on camera, I think. I think it is. One shot, big bull. We've hunted all day. We've had these crazy winds up here. We've been sitting up here for probably a half an hour, just trying to figure out what wind to hold. We ended up holding for 10 mile an hour. We hold 3.8 minutes up here. That's 38 inches of wind, and it just pile drived him. And he's a good bull too. I mean, we're last day in this thing, and we got him. This is a great last day bull. I'm happy with him. Happy with the shot. Hunting this elk is not easy business. Well, everybody was pretty happy how that shot turned out. Last day of the season, get on some nice elk, and being able to take that shot and have confidence that it's going to make it. Everybody was pretty happy. There was a lot of things that went into that shot. From the time we spotted those elk to the time that we actually pulled the trigger,
was about 4 or 5 hours. It took a long time to get up there, get into position. That's one of the most important things, is getting into the right position. If you've seen where we were positioned, we were on a hillside, and we could have actually got about 50 yards closer, but the way that hill crowned gave us a really nice spot to lay down and get in the right position where it was very comfortable. The snow had been melting, and you know, there was some water there. The elk was laying down. I knew I was going to be there for a while, and I wanted to stay comfortable, so I took my coat off, spread it out, and I laid on that just to stay dry and warm. As cold as it was up there, I didn't really want to get wet. We were using one of our Gunwerks 7 LRMs, using some high BC bullets, something that's going to carry enough velocity and energy out at that range to do the damage and make the bullet perform the way we want it to. One thing that always gets me in the mountainous country is the different horizons, the different angles in the mountains. And I always think my gun is plumb and true, but having that anti-cant indicator, that scope level on there, I always catch myself off plumb, and I can straighten that up and get on target. When you're making a shot that far, you definitely need to be adjusting completely vertical and not horizontal, like you would when you cant your gun. So that level came into play. Having a comfortable rest, using the bipod, a rear bag, you know, just making sure everything's set up right, just taking some time to dry fire on that animal, you know, get comfortable with the trigger, make sure you're solid, and when that trigger goes off, and staying where you're pointing it. That was critical as well. I'd say the biggest thing in this shot, the most critical part about this shot was the wind. It was very tricky. If you see where we were laying, we had about 200 yards of hillside in front of us, kind of coming over and really blocking the wind. The wind was from the northwest, and where we were at, there just wasn't a lot of wind. You couldn't even pick it up on the wind meter. But if you looked out about 400 or 500 yards, you started to hit the mouth of this canyon coming in from the northwest. Where those elk were was a big rim on the north, and so we had this giant feature, this landscape, this topography coming through there, which was just funneling that wind through there. If you could see on the footage, the hair on the elk was just blowing hard. We knew we had a lot more wind at that elk than where we were at. Looking at some vegetation, it was very scarce, but we had a couple trees there that we could look at. We knew we had at least a 10-mile-an-hour wind, if not a little more. And so we decided to hold for a 10, and there's a good reason why we did. When the elk stood up, he was pointing his rear end into the wind. We held for the smallest amount of wind that we thought we had, because we knew if we had more wind, it would push us forward to his neck or to a clean miss, staying away from his guts or his back end. And so cheating the wind like that really came into play, and it's a good technique, and it's a good practice to get into. But I would say the most critical part in this whole shot was having that rangefinder. It not only compensated for the differences in elevation, we were way up above tree line, but it also gave us the exact amount of wind to hold for a 10-mile-an-hour wind. That number was so critical, having that rangefinder output that wind hold for us. 3.8 minutes for a 10-mile-an-hour wind is what it said. We held for a 10, and we made an awesome shot on that elk and put some meat in the freezer. And we had a pretty awesome season, pretty awesome elk season. You know, every once in a while you just have one of those years where all the hunts just come together, and this year all the elk hunts came together. We ended up with some awesome bulls, some great footage, and we had a blast doing it. I can't believe my nephew got to shoot another big bull this year. But season 4 was pretty awesome. Season 5 is going to be even better. We've got some good guys running the camera. We've got some new equipment. We're all excited to get it done. So hopefully you join in again for some more episodes right here on Long Range Pursuit.
Hunting apparel for long-range pursuit provided by Sitka and Kenetrek Boots of Montana. License applications made through Cabela's Tags. Brought to you by Gunwerks, G7 Optics, Night Force, Hornady, Flatline Ops, and Caldwell Shooting Supplies.